Hi everyone, I'm Toni Halstead. Welcome to this yoga class called Thera Yoga or Therapeutic Yoga. Maybe you've had some of my classes and I welcome you back. If you're new, just listen a few moments here to my directions and how I'm going to be teaching the class today. One is, in this class, I like to emphasize several things. One is strength. Strengthening the muscles that support joints. But if you have a problem or a joint, any place in the body that is speaking to you today, that have had an injury or surgery, please know that there are going to be options. Listen to my options, and if none of those options are working for you today, of course you will come out of the pose or the movement. So please listen to your body. That's part of practicing yoga. We build strength to help with our posture, helps with balance. We'll be working on all of that today. So let's begin the class. We're going to use a yoga mat. If you don't have a mat, just be careful that your feet don't feel like they're sliding. The mat is great, but you don't have to have one. In my class today, we will be taking our feet apart. Listen to my directions or options if your feet do feel like they're slipping. A wall will be great today. It doesn't have to be right now in sight of where you are going to be practicing. You might be able to step aside and do what I'm doing and then come back, or you just take your screen and move it. A chair is great. I'm all about safety in this class, so use these props, so to speak, in order to get into the yoga pose so that you can build the strength. And then, yes, if it's available, practice balancing. So we'll be looking at some balancing poses today. So let's begin. As we oftentimes do, I like to start on the back with head supported. So have a little support. Doesn't have to be much. You don't want so much that the chin is coming down towards the chest. If you don't have enough, it might be lifting up towards the ceiling. So we want to feel softness and length on all sides of the neck. We're going to start with the knees bent. And if you want to look before you come down, I'm going to have you cross your legs in just a moment, and it's going to be crossing at the thigh. So the back of the thigh on the leg that's crossing will be connecting to the top of the thigh that the foot's on the floor. So this is what it looks like if you want to look, because once you're on your back, you can't necessarily see me unless you turn your head. So we're going to start, though, with our feet comfortably apart. And just settle in, wiggle, adjust till you feel the moment that you can be relaxed and comfortable. I always note that there's always another option. Feet apart a little bit and tops of the knees together. So you want the legs to feel relaxed for a few moments as the hands now rest on the belly, elbows to the floor, shoulders relaxed. Maybe one hand above, the other below the navel. And as you begin to relax the arms and hands, you feel the sensation of the hands resting and the weight. And then noticing the support beneath you, your back, muscles relaxing now, noticing the natural curve. And just take a moment to prepare for your practice with the help of your breath. One breath flowing into the other, just noticing it, not trying to change the breath. We're going to begin to move towards a breath called the diaphragmatic breath. Many of you know about this breath, and being that the diaphragm is a muscle, it takes time to wake it up. So beginning first by lengthening your exhalations, just linger on the exhale, follow to the end, see if you can exhale a little bit more. Oftentimes you can. And then when you take your next inhale in, just note that it might be a little fuller. Again, just a couple breaths that the emphasis, the awareness is on the exhalations. You might take a swallow. Let's kind of scan the facial muscles for a moment, just relaxing the jaw and the cheeks, brow, Just a light touch of your lips. And awareness to right where your breath enters, right at the edges of the nostril. So we take a few moments to what we refer to as wake up our feeling, sensing part of our body and mind. We get very good at thinking, maybe worrying. A lot on the mind these days, the uncertainty. Just using the breath to help by more emphasis, awareness to the breath from, again, where the breath enters, the sensation. The movement, maybe you're feeling beneath your hands. If you breathe a little deeper to the bottom of the lungs, which is where you're working towards versus the upper third or so, bring the breath deeper. Begin to wake up the diaphragm. There's been a lot of research on this muscle lately. The importance of the diaphragmatic breath. These words from a well-known international teacher, Tom Meyer, says, "The diaphragm is simply a muscle, and like any other muscle in the body, it needs to be maintained in order to function at its best." The importance of breath in yoga practice encourages proper tone in this muscle, which can increase lung capacity, which is more oxygen, and in turn, longevity. So that is all good. So we just want to use this muscle, not feeling like you're overworking. It shouldn't feel like you're working really hard and you're starting to get tired. It starts to become feeling more natural. And when you feel any part of that feeling of working too hard, you want to back off. Okay, so just back off, come to a natural breath, then come back. Well, we're going to begin to move with the breath. Notice the rhythm. I'm going to even have you count for just a moment. I want you to count your inhalations, like 1, 2, 3, maybe you can get to 4. And then count your exhalations, starting with 1. And see what number you come to. And what you're working towards, of course, is the two breaths mirroring each other, the same duration, right? Exhalations that are longer is great, so don't worry about that. If it's shorter, just work towards that. We're just trying to, again, lengthen your exhales, which will increase the capacity, the lung capacity for the fuller inhales, more oxygen, right? So take a moment just to count. Notice how your body's responding, particularly to the exhalations. As we lengthen your exhale, that breath starts to activate the relaxation response. We notice how the body just begins to sort of melt into the support, the floor. And so when we come to places of stillness, we've come back to the feeling of how the breath can work for you. When we inhale, think of energy. So on the next breath in, you feel the belly swell beneath your hands. Exhale, say hello to the muscles beneath your hand as you hug the navel to the spine. Maintain the natural curve of your lower back as you alternate with your breath. In a moment, I'll have you bring your lower back to the floor. But right now, just try to, it's all about waking up some muscles. If you can't feel your abdominal muscles, imagine. Yeah, just imagine. Just imagine you're just have this little string on your navel and it's being pulled towards your spine. And all of a sudden you might be able to feel a little bit of muscle energy there. On your next exhale, hug and hold. Take another breath. Finish your exhale. Inhale, relax. Exhale, hug the navel to the spine, and now bring your lower back and press it into the floor. Alternate that with your breath. Notice the difference. You feel now maybe the back muscles definitely working in order to press into the floor, but you also feel this movement in the pelvis. Again, you're just moving with your breath. Couple more. And on your next exhalation, you hug and hold. Same rhythm of your breath, but with each exhale, you hug a little bit more. Take one more breath. Hug, exhale, inhale, relax. As your back comes away, you might bring it a little further away, a little baby arch in the back. Exhale, hug the navel, low back to the floor again, and alternate. We're going to add to that. Bring your arms by your side. Bend your elbows. Your fingertips will be pointing to the ceiling. Elbows, upper arms close to your side. You might walk your feet in just a little bit. Firm your feet into your mat as you exhale. Hold, arms and shoulders, elbows press. Everything is pressing downward into your mat. Feel the energy. And very slowly, leading with the tailbone, on the next inhale, you just barely lift up to feel a little clearance of your hips, the buttocks coming away from the floor, but the low back around the upper part of your waistband is still pressing. Feel your feet firmly press along again with your arms. Take another breath. Exhale. Now inhale, release, relax. Back comes away, belly softens. Exhale once again, hug the navel, low back. Arms, shoulders press along with your feet. Inhale, lift the tailbone up a little higher. Exhale, roll back down. Inhale, relax the back away from the floor. Exhale, firm the feet, low back, navel, shoulders. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, slowly roll back down. Inhale, relax all. Exhale, hug. Inhale, leading with your tailbone, hips and thighs lift up a little higher. Firm your shoulders one more time. Exhale, roll slowly down. Say hello to your spine. Inhale, relax all. Exhale, once again, shoulders, arms, navel, low back, feet press. Inhale, slowly come up, and we're going to hold. Breathe. Keep firming the feet, arms and shoulders down. If anything doesn't feel comfortable, you, of course, back away. Come out at any time. Breathe. See if it's available to lift a little higher. Be gentle here. This is a gentle bridge pose. Just awakening some muscles in the legs, obviously shoulders and arms. One more breath. Finish your exhale and slowly roll back down. Keep breathing. Take your time. Relax. Inhale. Nice, everyone. Bring your arms by your side and out just a bit. And relax your shoulders as your palms face down. So your feet are going to come even closer together. They can come all the way together and towards your hips. You can always adjust your feet further away from your hips or closer. But remember, a moment ago I asked you about crossing your leg. You're going to take your right leg and cross it over your left. So remember, the back of your right thigh, you'll feel it connecting to the front of your left thigh. Keep a soft flex in your right foot, not a hard, but the foot's just not dangling, just a slight lift of the toe. Take a full breath in, relax your shoulders and allow them press into the floor. Exhale, hug your thigh, right thigh, and press it into the left as you hug the navel to the spine. And your low back is going to press towards the floor. So hold here as you firm the left foot into the floor. Just like before, we're going to take that movement, but we're only going to be lifting and using one leg, one thigh and hip. If this is not available, uncross and do the same movement we just did with both feet pressing. All right, so this might be challenging for you. We want to keep the stability of our hips by the strength of our core. So as you hug again, exhale, firm your left foot and slowly leading with your tailbone, coming up just an inch or two and pause. Again, firm your shoulders, arms, palms, left foot, and see if you can come up a little bit higher. Doesn't have to be too high, but I want you to firm your thighs, hugging your thighs together. Keep the navel hugging into the spine. Try to keep from wobbling. You might wobble a little. Remember to come out if you need to. And if it's available, we'll move just an inch or two. On the exhale, firm your left foot and come up a little bit. And then inhale, lower, maybe just an inch or two. Firm your foot, way more weight into the heel if that's available. And lower. Exhale, lift. And lower, inhale. Couple more. Starting to again, wake up some muscles, your left leg. If it starts to talk to you, a little cramping, you come out, hug your left thigh in. Next time, lift and hold. Take a couple more breaths as you hug. Last breath. And exhale, roll slowly back down. Inhale, uncross your right leg. We're going to hug the left thigh in for the release. Low back relaxes into the mat. As you hold here, circle your left foot nice and slow in one direction and reverse. So you probably feel those muscles on the back of the maybe hip, thigh, and release. Now, we're going to cross now the left over the right. So adjust your right foot so it's maybe to a point that you feel going to feel stable in a bit. So we created a sort of a tripod foot and shoulders, arms out a bit, palms are down. Take a full breath in, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, shoulders, arms, and palms, along with your, this time, right foot, navel to spine, low back towards the floor, leading with your tailbone. Inhale, just up an inch and hold. Firm your left thigh, press it into the right. Inhale, come up a little higher, hug. Come to a comfortable height for you. Keep a soft flex in your left foot, and we'll move with the breath. On your exhale, lift an inch or two. Inhale, lower. Bring more weight back into the right heel. Makes it a little more challenging. So listen to what's best for you. Remember, the other option is to come back to what we did earlier, both feet. Take a few more. Lift, exhale, inhale, lower. Exhale. And lower. Last two. Keep the shoulders, arms pressing. Last one, and hold. As you hold, reconnect. Hug your inner thighs in. Call this eagle legs. We're going to take it standing. So we've practiced it here on the mat, and then we'll take it later standing. Just a couple more breaths. Last one. Finish your exhale, last inhale, and exhale, roll back down. Nice, relax as you uncross the leg, right thigh into your chest, relax your back, circle the foot. And reverse. Now bring both thighs into your chest, separating the knees out closer to your shoulders as you continue to relax your back, and even rock side to side feels good. So as we squeezed our inner thighs into each other a moment ago, we might notice that they're going to be beginning to feel, as you come to the center of the spine, as you open the legs a little wider, the stretch there. If not, just support the legs or bring your arms inside the legs, resting your arms on the inner thigh. Relax your shoulders so the weight of the arms open. You know, I've oftentimes come here just to one, open hips, but again, say hello to the inner thighs. Hold for a couple breaths. Now bringing the soles of the feet together. If you can't hold on to the feet, maybe the ankles. And as you bring your feet towards you, exhale your thighs away from you, either using your arms, your forearms. You can hold on to the ankles and use your forearms, or just using the strength of your muscles to take your thighs outward. So gentle stretch. When we stretch slowly, gently, our muscles respond positively. Remember the power of your exhalations to help relax here any resistance, tightness, stress. and release. Bring your thighs back in, rock side to side until this rocking motion brings you over to your side, and come on up to all fours. Nice work. Tabletop. Now if you find that you're on a hard floor and you need support, add anything under the knees, right? Wrist under shoulders. If this bothers your wrists, you come down to your elbows, and your elbows, as you know, are under your shoulders, right? Knees are under hips. So either wrist or elbows under shoulders, arms are firm, straight, fingers comfortably spread, tops of the feet press, shoulders away from the ears, spine lengthening. Let's move a little bit more our spine. Take a full breath, inhale, exhale. From your pelvis, tailbone down, feel the strength of your core, navel up as you arch up like a cat. Hold here, release your head. Breathe fully into the back. And we'll continue. Inhale from your pelvis, tailbone back and up. Slight lift of the head as you bring your heart forward. Exhale. Call this right cat-cow. You go into the cat pose. Arching the back, release your belly to the floor, cow. I'll share this other quote with you about your spine. It says, the body is as young as the spine is flexible. Oh, that's a good quote. A well-known yoga teacher, but I like that because it's so true. We're going to continue to look at our spine today and our posture. So we'll start here, creating as much flexibility as you can, right? But it is so true. We want to just notice each part of our spine. So we want to begin each movement from the pelvis. A couple more. And ending on your exhalation, hug the navel up. Take another breath. And back into tabletop. So if your wrists are bothering you, certainly come down to the elbows. Otherwise, opposite arm and leg extension, beginning with your right leg back. Toe under, firm your heel back. Shift your hips back a little bit to feel a stretch in the back of the leg, the calf, the Achilles. Inhale, leading with your inner thigh. Imagine the inner thigh is lifting your leg, and it comes up parallel to the floor. Keep the tailbone moving down, opposite arm, when you're ready, by the side of the head, palm in, shoulder away from the ear. Now, from the strength of your core, you're lengthening in opposite direction, right? And even your spine. The back of the neck long, you're looking down, or just slightly forward. One more breath. Exhale, release. From the arm, knee under hip, change sides, left toe under, from the heel back. Again, shift the hips back if you need to. Draw the navel up. Inhale the leg up, opposite arm, when you're ready. We're going to take this on our belly here in just a moment, so just pay attention. Yep, we're going to take it on the belly. Create that length. One more breath. Exhale, release. Nice. So speaking of belly, come down to your elbows, walk the knees back, and onto the belly you come. All right. Stack your hands, rest your forehead on your stacked hands, relax your shoulders. All right. If for any reason your back's not comfortable, a suggestion is to support your head under the head, bring it underneath your hip bones belly, okay? That will just a little flatten the lower back a little bit, lift the belly away from the floor, but I'm going to have you actually try it yourself. Right? So upper body's relaxed. Exhale, imagine you have that towel, just draw the navel up, and that will move the tailbone down naturally. So maintain that as we continue to strengthen the glutes, buttocks, and the thigh. On the inhale, lengthen your right leg and lift. Hold, the leg is lengthening, nothing felt in the low back. If it is, lower the leg a little bit. Maybe it's too high. Maybe you're not keeping that tailbone moving down. Right, one more breath. And exhale, release. Change sides. Maintain that lift of the belly. Tailbone moving down. Left leg lifts. Okay, Keep the upper body relaxed. We tend to move all that energy upward. We don't have to have any energy in the upper body. All in the lower. One more breath. And release. All right. Pressing down through the tops of the feet. Exhale, navel lifts. Both legs lift. If this is not comfortable to the back, well, of course, one at a time. Hold for a couple breaths and then change. Okay, another couple breaths. Again, it's not a big lift of those legs. But you're feeling that strength that we're creating. Remember, strength around joints right now, right at that hip joint. Last breath, lengthen, lift, exhale, release, and relax the legs. All right. We do want to stay on the tops of the feet and lightly press down as we say hello to the upper body. As you press your arms into your mat and or floor, lift your forehead off, your hands, you're looking down. And slowly, both arms come up, hands stay stacked, and you just bring your back of your hands back up to your forehead. And just hold here. Again, might not be a big lift, but just right at that upper back. Stay a couple more breaths. And then slowly release. Relax. Just completely relax for a breath or two so you feel the difference. No tension, energy anywhere. Let's return. When you're ready, you need more time, please take it. Back onto the tops of the feet as you lightly press down. All right, once again, arms press, head, chest comes up, engage those muscles, arms come up. Now we're going to separate the arms out to the side, what we call the cactus arms, arms at a right angle. You're looking down, back of the neck stays long, lengthen the elbows out, lift the arms up. More of a mid-back feeling, those muscles working. One more breath. Now exhale, release, turn the head and relax. And we're going to take it one more time. But this time we're going to take it a little differently. We're going to lift the elbows off the floor so your hands are wide, probably is outside the mat or fairly wide. If you don't have a mat, they're just in line with your elbows, but you're going to slide your hands back a little bit. Elbows are pointing up to the ceiling as you press your palms into the floor. Looking down, tops of the feet press. As you slowly press the palms down and pull the palms back, you lengthen the crown of the head forward. Imagine and peel your front body away from the floor, just an inch or two, and then release. So wide hand cobra. Inhale, think lengthen, curl up. So again, here we are becoming more, again, awareness of our spine, the flexibility, yes. Doesn't need to be to the point that you need to look like me or lift up very high. It's how does it feel? So you want to move along your spine. Inhale, lengthen and curl up. Exhale, release down. Next time, lift and hold. Shoulders away from the ears. Like pressing down through the tops of the feet. Make sure, again, back feels comfortable. One more breath, and then slowly, as you release, you're going to lift your hands up again off the floor and try to stay right where you are in the cactus arms. Now hold here and bring your arms straight by your side. We'll take the palms down at first. Keep the shoulders lifting away from the floor. One more breath, and exhale, release. Nice. Turn the head and relax. Longer exhales when we come to this place of relaxation, gentle, fuller inhales. And we'll take the full locust pose. If, again, anything in the back doesn't feel comfortable, opt out. If you've had enough, ready to take a break, stay right where you are. Otherwise, let's start lifting first with our hands behind the back. If you can't bring your hands behind the back and interlace them, then bring them by your side, palms up. If you can interlace, keep the elbows bent a little bit Start first with your shoulders coming away from the floor and hug your shoulder blades in and hold the stretch. You're not trying to lift up, you're just focusing on the front of the shoulder, stretching as you bring more awareness to those muscles right around the shoulder blades. Now, with the next inhale, you begin to straighten the arms. Don't lock the elbows, and find that energy helping you lift up a little higher. Now, keeping your arms where they are, just unlace, palms open now to the ceiling. Inhale, lift the legs. Couple more breaths. A lot of good back strengthening poses here, helps with posture. Last two, come out if you need to. Inhale, lengthen, lift. Exhale, release. Come back to stacking your hands. Rest your forehead. And again, relax and release. Nice work, everyone. I know these poses that we take on our belly, trying to strengthen the back, really builds awareness of maybe where we have strength and where we need to continue to focus on that. So it's a definite practice to continue, an important practice. From here, we're going to take one last back bending pose. So we've been really good about, I think, focusing on these poses throughout my class because for many reasons it helps with posture. But we tend to sit a lot, maybe right now we're working more in front of us, whether we're reading, watching TV, working in the yard, whatever you're doing. It's just we tend to be rounded, more rounded. So we need to counter that. So let's continue with these back bending poses. Sphinx pose. If this isn't available, you're going to come to Cobra, and I'll show you that in a moment. So draw the belly up as you bring your elbows under the shoulders. So you want to firm maybe the knees down for just a little bit and try to lift the belly off the floor. Working the elbows back underneath your shoulders, right under the shoulders. You have to look down, and if you need to look at me, elbows right under the shoulders. They can go out just a little bit, but not too far. But that's your supports, like the legs of a table, right? Palms are down, belly's lifted, fingers spread. You might even curl the toes under, and your knees can press down. So I'm not lifting the hips up. They're lightly on the floor. Careful the head's not dropping. I want you to feel the upper body strength now as you firm your forearms into the floor as if you're pushing the floor away. And you're going to feel the chest, the sternum, lift up into the back, right? If I relax, then I feel the shoulders kind of creep up to the ears. So pull the shoulders away from the ears. This is a modified plank, very modified. This is one option. Now we're going to go into Sphinx. Uncurl the toes, press down through the tops of the feet. We're going to relax the glutes, the buttocks, and we're going to slowly, from that low back, as you relax it, send the belly towards the floor. Firm your forearms, lift up through the front body, so the front of your torso is lengthening up right through the crown of the head as you look forward. Okay, push the floor away. A lot of length, space between the earlobe and your shoulders. Hold and breathe. If this isn't comfortable to the back, you lift the belly further away from the floor, right? Otherwise, you slowly just feel the low back. I know this from there. You're lengthening up. Just another couple breaths. Then we're going to go back into the modified plank, and you can go further into your plank at any time, meaning you know where you go. If you're new, you're going to listen to the direction. Otherwise, on your exhale, hug the navel up, belly comes away, curl the toes under, and you, wherever you are in your plank, listen to your body. Firm your forearms, and you can start to lift your thighs off the floor. If this isn't available, keep the thighs on the floor, but see if you can lift the belly and hips up. If it's available, press the knees down, come up to a modified plank, knees pressing or knees up and heels pressing back. Wherever you are in your plank, careful that you're not sinking down. You're lifting away from the floor, navel, low ribs, chest, all moving away. Feel the strength in core, upper body. Breath is flowing. Remember, knees, please. Optional, one more breath. You can stay longer. Please come out at any time, but you're going to come at knees. And now start walking your elbows back. Separate your knees. We'll go into child's pose. If that's not available, sitting back toward your heels, roll onto your back. Roll onto your back and hug your thighs into your chest. That's one option. Or child's pose, hands stacked. Rest your forehead on your stacked hands. Relax your upper body. Relax your back. If you're on your back, rock side to side. And just allow your exhalations to do all the work. You did a lot. And so just feel the changes, the softening. One more breath. If you're on your back, roll to the sides. Everybody slowly, take your time coming up to all fours. We're coming up to standing. If you need the wall, use a chair. Otherwise, 1 foot forward. Think about your spine. Keep it straight. Don't want to round the back. Hand on thigh, back toe under. Press down and come on up. Nice work, everyone. All right, roll your shoulders. Let's come out and just take your feet comfortably apart. And let's just stand and roll the shoulders a couple times. Nice. Use the breath. Inhale. Forward up. Exhale, back and down. One more. Nice. As you bring your feet under the hips for mountain pose, firm your feet. Feel the heaviness of the tailbone lengthening downward. Crown the head upward. Shoulders comfortably back as you lengthen your fingertips and open your palms just to me for a moment. Nice. And then allow the palms just to fall back towards your thigh. Take one more breath here before we begin. Now exhale, hello to the neck, chin to the chest. So gently chin falls towards the chest. You feel that first comfortable stretch. Exhale, your right ear comes around to your right shoulder, left fingertips lengthen to the floor. Inhale, chin back center and to the other side. And lengthen right fingertips to the floor. Nice. And inhale, back center. Top of the head up, open your palms, and on the next inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, release. A couple more times. Firm the feet. Hold at the top. Drop your shoulders. Firm your feet. Lengthen up. Right from the lowest ribs. Top of the pelvis moving down. We're going to take a side stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Your right arm comes down. Hand to hip over. You go. Now keep your shoulders stacked. Feel strength in your core if you're going to release the right fingertips to the floor. Watch the head doesn't drop. Ear up towards the arm. On the next inhale, using your core strength, coming up, firm your feet, both arms up. Exhale, change. So use your hand on the hip, please, if you feel any strain in the back. It's a safe way to go, right? But if you feel it's okay for your back, for you, yes, you can lengthen the fingertips toward the floor. Now we're going to move with the breath. Feel the outer edge of your right foot pressing down. On the inhale, firm both feet and come up both arms. Exhale to the other side, either hand on hip or lengthen down with the fingertips. Inhale, coming up, right edge. Exhale, so 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, moving with the breath. Inhale, firm the feet. Exhale, coming up and hold. Firm the outer edge of your right foot as you come up. Drop the shoulders. Now both feet firmly pressing. 3 focused breaths. Last one. Exhale, release. Hands behind the back. Interlace. All right. Just a small lift of the shoulders and roll back. It's just a slight up, and so you can gauge the shoulder blades. Careful that the thighs, ribs don't poke forward. Top of the thighs, ribs back. Hug your shoulder blades in. Been here already, but on our belly, but we really want to focus on the front of the shoulders. Watch that the elbows are not locked. A little bend as you move your arms away from the back. As far as you can without allowing the shoulders to roll forward. So making sure they're rolled back. Nice, everyone. Hold that as you unlace, reaching and extending the arms back. It's a lot of work here, I know, in the upper back. One more breath. Exhale, release. Give your arms a shake. All right. Inhale the arms up, shoulder height. Open your palms, eagle arms. So lengthen out through the fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, right on top, left under. So we're just going to cross the arms. Across. You might just first start with your hands on the outer shoulders and give yourself a little hug. Drop your shoulders away from the ears, elbows up. Release your hands away from the shoulders, and you're just going to keep your arms where they are, but you're going to rotate in the shoulder to bring your fingertips to the ceiling, right? So as your right arm presses down into the left, left arm presses up into the right. Press your arms together. Yes, you can bring your left fingertips to the right palm. Hug your arms firmly together. Take a couple breaths. So stretching those muscles, opening the upper back. Yes, one more breath. Breathe into that space. Exhale, soften. Release the arms. And exhale down. Maybe a shoulder roll. And drop your shoulders. Again, inhale. Right, left on top, right under. Just give ourselves a hug first. Use your hands to guide the shoulders down, but the elbows come up as you release. Rotate, fingertips up. Now press the arms, one up, the other down, right up. Maybe the right fingertips can come to the left palm. It's optional. Fingertips can just point up. But you feel the arms pressing, but you engage in the arms. If you're trying to separate the arms, you can't. They're locked, they're hooked together. And with that energy in the arms, exhale, relax the muscles. Breathe full into the space you're creating in the upper back. Exhale, nice. One more breath. Exhale, release, separate, inhale, stretch out, and release. Nice, roll your shoulders. Separate your feet just a little wider. All right, a little bend in the knees. Long spine, bending from your hips with a little bend in the knees, half forward bend. Hands right up on that upper thigh. As you firm the palms into your upper thighs, begin to straighten the legs, sending the crown, the head forward, right? Sit bones back. If you're not feeling much of a stretch, bring your feet closer. Too much, widen. Even with your feet in, if you're not feeling much of a stretch, keep the back straight. You can walk down a little bit. Be careful not to, in order to do that, you round, right? There's nothing about the back. The back stays nice and straight. We have the natural curves. It's about the hamstrings, right? Say hello to the hamstrings. Let's take 3 focused breaths. It takes time to lengthen this muscle. Did a lot of work on the muscle strengthening. Now we're lengthening. We're going to take it again. I'm going to give you options, so don't jump into, you might want to say, oh, I want to take downward dog. I'll give you that option in a moment, and it's an option. A couple more breaths, just an extended spine. Last one. Now bend the knees, keep the back straight, come up with your arms out to the side, and one big breath up. Nice. Exhale, release, and roll your shoulders. So this is where you might want to find a wall, okay? So I've got one right here. If you have to step aside, you move your laptop, whatever you're using to see me, or if you just have to listen or watch me first, but you're going to want a wall. As I step back, or maybe if, it doesn't have to be a wall, but it could be you have to shut a door, it could be the back of a door, it could be a chair that's sturdy, yeah, bookcase, whatever. I mean, just something that's not going to move and it's nice and sturdy. So I want your hands to connect. I want you to have your feet comfortably apart. We're going to take eagle pose. It has a lot of benefits. As you know, we've taken the legs and the arms already. Let's bring it together. You're going to use the wall unless you feel comfortable coming away. So as you bend the knees, we're going to come into chair pose. So take a breath and then bend the knees. You're going directly over the toes and then pause. You feel your hips touch the wall, your shoulders are back. You don't have to have your upper back against the wall, but you feel the hips in your palms. And your hips don't have to be at the wall, but it might be just at first to start there. Feel strength in your core, a little drop of the tailbone. Shift your weight over to the right and cross your leg like we did a moment ago, but we're on our back. So bend so that you can feel your thighs pressing. A little flex of that left foot, just like we did. Hands are right here. Your hips are connecting to the wall. Feel the strength of your legs as you hug, and here come the arms. So the left leg is on top. We're going to bring the left arm under and take eagle. Eagle arms, legs. Now I want you to hug the arm and legs. I've got my hips touching. If I feel like I can come away, I just try to come away. But I'd rather you stay here and build the strength and don't worry about the balancing piece, okay, unless it's available. 3 more breaths. You can do it. If you have to come out, just come out. Maybe the arms can come out, maybe the legs, but feel those arms and legs hugging. 1 more breath. Finish your exhale, undo, straighten, and exhale, release. A shoulder roll. The other side. All right. Check your feet right under the hips. Inhale. First we'll take chair pose. All right, so sit into your chair. Feel the strength of your core helps. The shoulders are gently back and away from the ears. Shift your weight over to the left. Use your hands here at first. Cross the right. So you want to feel the back of your right thigh pressing against the left. You can feel, even hug the inner part of your, or the outer part of your right calf into the outer part of your left. So the whole leg is pressing into each other, if that's available. Okay, here we go, the arms, right? Arms up, inhale, exhale, right under. So we've been here with the arms. Relax your shoulders away from the ears. Keep them back, but elbows can come up a bit. Shoulder height, no higher. Hug arms and legs. Breathe. Couple more breaths. Hug, hug. Practice the balancing only if it's available. Last breath. Release, inhale. Stretch out and straighten. Exhale, release. Roll your shoulders. Nice work. If you had that wall, going to use it, or maybe you have a chair nearby. What I'm going to offer you with the chair is to bring your hands to the chair or the wall, or if you have maybe something a little lower like a coffee table, you can bring your hands to that. So what I want you to do is your hands want to be on something. If you are feeling capable and for safety reasons to go into a full forward bend, that's fine. But remember, this is about stretching the hamstrings. And for me, going to a full forward bend is not available, right? Because I have osteoporosis. You do not want to go in a full forward bend with osteoporosis. And some other back issues too. So listen to your back. Start with wider feet. Inhale. A little bend to the knees. And I'm going to come over and bring my hands to the chair. I'm going to show you how you can take a modified downward dog. Hold on to the outer part of the chair, right? You step back. I'm firming the chair. It's not going to move because I have it on a mat. You want that chair to be firm, heavy, or it's against the wall, right? So I'm going to be wide with my feet. I'm going to take the hips back and tailbone up. Starting with a little bend of the knee is always nice. And then I'm going to release my chest down. Then I'm going to focus on the legs, keeping the sit bones up, and my chest softens towards the floor. So here's a nice modified downward facing dog with my palms pressing into the chair, or I'm holding onto the outer edge. Gently release your head. The other option is just to go into your forward bend with your hands on the chair and lowering, right? You can even stack your hands and rest. Go into a supported forward bend is really nice. And you can really relax the shoulders. You can go back to where we were with your hands on your upper thighs. Right? Or if you're in a full forward bend, your hands want to connect to the floor. And remember, we don't want to round the back to get there. Okay? Wherever you are, 3 more focused breaths. Whether you're modified, if you're not feeling much stretch in your hamstrings in the modified poses or whatever pose you're in, you just simply bring your feet closer together. And last 2 breaths. And now bend the knees. Slowly either walk to the chair or come on up with your straight spine. Let's bring our arms overhead. Take a nice breath in, stretch up, and exhale, release. Roll your shoulders. Nice work. If you need the chair, it's nice to have it if you need it, or the wall, as we take a couple more standing poses, and then we'll come down to close our practice. So stepping your feet wide, we talked about this. If you feel like your feet are slipping, all means you bring your feet closer in, all right? Wide is good. Feeling your feet firmly press into the mat helps to build strength in your legs. If you don't have a mat, you might think about getting one. They're really nice to have, all right? So right toe out, and again, if you feel like you need something, a wall, you're gonna have that nearby, all right? The chair, if I had it, I would turn it and I'd have it here if I felt like, for balance reasons, I need the chair, right? All right, so right toe out, left heel up and move away from you. So maybe the right heel, look at it, is in line with the left instep. We'll start with our hands on the top of the pelvis. They're level. Shoulders are back and away from the ears. Firm your feet as you inhale the arms up, shoulder height. Drop your shoulders. Open your palms for a moment and lengthen. Feel the broadness across the collarbone. Take a full breath in. Warrior 2, exhale, bend the knee right over the ankle. Pause here as you reverse the palms down. Continue to lengthen as you press the outer edge of your left foot, right? Toes are relaxed, but you feel the toes connecting, but they're not gripping. You can ease at the base of the neck as you turn your head and look down your right arm for 3 focused breaths. Last one. Exhale, release your arms. Inhale, straighten the leg. Bring your left hand to your hip. Open your right palm. Inhale up. Drop your shoulder. Reverse side stretch. You're going directly back. And using your hand here for support, please. Feel the strength of your core. Again, only if you feel comfortable do you lengthen your left fingertips down the leg. I'm all about safety here. Watch the head doesn't drop. Keep the ear up towards the arm. One position for the head is just look straight or turn the head, chin under, eyes up. So if balance is an issue, I'd keep the head forward, focusing on a spot, right? Take another breath. Now listen, staying here, upper body, exhale, back to bending your right knee, reverse warrior, keeping that knee right over the ankle. Just try because you can't see it. We're going into extended right angle. Take a full breath, firm your feet. Exhale, release your left, right hand to thigh, windmill your arms as your left arm comes up and over by the side of the head, the right hand lightly on the thigh. Drop your shoulders away from the ears. Firm, again, the outer edge of your left foot, lengthening up through the fingertips, keeping your spine long, and only if it's available, without changing your spine, does the forearm rest on your thigh. But you have to do that. You're going to have to bend deeper in order to do that, right? And then remember, the chair is an option. So hand, forearm, keep the spine long. Again, the head, ear up towards the arm, or you can turn the head. So shoulders stacked. Breathe. Couple more breaths. Affirm your right foot and slowly, you're going to stay in warrior, go into warrior 2. So warrior leg, reach out, take a breath, and exhale, release as you straighten. Nice work. Simply just change your feet. Left toe out, pointing directly to the end of your mat or away from you. Right heel up and away, slight angle, just a little angle of the foot. Firm your feet. Inhale the arms up. Drop your shoulders. Let's open the palms for a moment. Just lengthen, inhale. Exhale, bend your left knee and reverse your palms down. So careful you're not surfing over your left leg. So pull back with your right fingertips. You might look And make sure your right arm is directly out of the shoulder. Ease at the base of the neck as you turn the head and look down your left arm for 3 focused breaths. Nice. One more. Exhale, release your arms. Inhale, straighten. Start with your right hand on your hip. Inhale, left arm up. Drop your shoulder, lengthen up, and come directly over. Again, strengthen your core if you're going to release. Couple more breaths. Be safe here. As always, inhale. Now we're going to go into what we call reverse warrior. Just start to bend your left knee, tracking it right over the ankle. Take a breath. Remember where we're going. Exhale, moving slowly into your extended right ankle. Left hand on thigh, right arm by the side of the head. Now lengthen, and then pause here. Finding maybe, yes, going further into a forearm, but not rounding the back to get there, right? Keep the backs nice and straight. This is perfectly fine. Couple more breaths. Over the head, you can chin down, eyes up. And remember, going back into warrior 2, nice and slow. Inhale, feel those right fingertips being pulled back as your spine becomes perpendicular to the floor as you look to the left. One more breath. Exhale, release. Straighten the legs. Parallel your feet. Hands on the top of the pelvis. If you need that chair, you've got it. Firm the outer edges of your feet as you draw your shoulders back and down. Lengthen up through the front. And a straddle forward bend. Bend the knees a little bit if you need to as your hands come right to the very top of the thighs. And you press just like we did when our legs were together. And the legs straighten, top of the head forward. Just a couple breaths here. Little bend of the knees if you need to, straight spine coming up. Now heel toe the feet in until you feel the ability to bring your feet back under the hips. Roll your shoulders. Nice work, everyone. And guess what? We're going to go down to the floor using your chair or the wall, as we oftentimes do, don't we? So if you've got a chair or the wall, just position yourself and come on down safely to the knees, onto your back, having your head support. I'm going to use a chair today, and bring your legs on the chair or up the wall. You don't have to be glued to the wall with your thighs and hips. You can back away a little bit, please, and just have your hands come back to the belly now, back to where you began in your practice. Diaphragmatic breath. So it takes sometimes a few moments just to, after all our standing poses, to find that place of stillness, just feeling the support that's beneath your legs. Legs above your heart automatically starts to lower blood pressure and activates that important system, the autonomic nervous system. But your breath is the one piece of that system you can control. And with the exhalations lengthening now, and gentle, effortless inhales, you're feeling the movement beneath your hands, the sensations of your breath returning. I like what my teacher would say when people asked, is it necessary to practice yoga every day? And she said, no, not at all. Just practice on the days you want to feel good. I don't know how you feel right now, but I want to think that you are feeling stronger than you did when you began. And maybe right now you're feeling the effects of all the poses and the openings and the lengthenings and the strengthening poses that we practiced. But this is the time that the benefits of our practice begin. This final pose, the relaxation pose. Let's bring our thighs into the chest for a moment, just to release the back. Any last tension, holding, rock if you'd like. And now you're just going to bring your legs back to the chair or back up the wall. You can keep your hands on the belly, or you can just let them come out to the side. Palms open, eyes softly closed. So just 5 minutes here of full awareness, the best you can, to your breath, to how you feel. Yes, whatever there on the mind, just observe. Just watch those thoughts like clouds in the sky, without attaching or judging. Let them drift away and then just come back to your breath. Remembering those 3 R's that I talked about in other classes. We're here to relax the body, rest the mind, restore with the breath. With each extended exhalation, just guide your mind through the body. No tension in the feet, toes, ankles. Feel the support of your legs, all those muscles that we strengthened and lengthened, how relaxing, restoring. Hips, belly, feel the support of the floor beneath you. Muscles we strengthen in the back, surrendering to gravity. Facial muscles, jaw, cheeks, brow, even your eyelids responding. This is your practice, and you certainly can stay right here. I encourage you to. Don't feel like you need to come up to sitting as I close the practice. I want you just to stay as long as you would like. The longer, the better. Conscious relaxation has numerous benefits. And you've already begun that place, and just allow your breath to stay with you. You want to come up, just take your time. Slow movements, thighs into chest. Pause for a couple breaths and move to your right side and pause there. Just when you're ready, you find your way up to sitting. Otherwise, please stay in your restorative final relaxation pose. If you're sitting, just rest your hands open on your thigh. Eyes softly closed. Just observe how you feel wherever you are. And with the next inhale, the hands lift. Exhale them together in front of your heart. Awareness downward and inward as you sometimes are referred to as this final pose, a pose of gratitude, just giving thanks. There's so much to be thankful for. Namaste. Thank you. See you next time.